sustaining rural communities and maintaining their cultural identity despite inevitable change. This is what Dr. Agnes Atim Apea, the founder and CEO of the Hope Development Initiative in Uganda, has set out to achieve. When she talks about female leadership with this broader objective in mind, it lends the greatest authority to her position. Leadership, as she defines it, is not an abstract concept, but a very concrete challenge everybody has to meet.
Great. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much. I'm really honored to be here and to share with you my experience of leadership. Now, I founded the Hope Development Initiative about 5 years ago, targeting rural-based women and basically focusing on economic empowerment. It is about common sense. It's about helping others to understand their own situation and obligation as well, and the place where they are in the world. And this leadership I'm talking about today is actually about providing services to others. It's about caring. It's about compassion, and it's about modesty. But the styles that I'm focusing on today is actually only two. One of it being stewardship and service. But the other is being, supporting and also building the relationship. The stewardship basically focuses around serving and leaders choosing, partnership over hierarchy. And if you can look at empowerment over dependency and service to the community above your self-interest, then most probably you're gearing towards the stewardship and the service style of leadership. One other thing I have learned in the years about stewardship or these styles of leadership is that if you are looking for a job, don't go anywhere near thinking of leading or providing services or doing things for others. Because leadership is really a little bit beyond the conventional ways of sitting in the kind of leadership I look at. It's really way beyond that. And the supportive and the relationship building is that it's basically focuses on the individuals or the group capacity to live their values. And this is what I've been doing in my community for the last 5 years, helping the community to identify their own values, building their capacity in their own knowledge and in their own ways of doing things so that they can be independent and solve their own problems. It's about, as women, as feminists, identifying those feminist, kind of traits or values that we have and building on them. But also studies and experience have shown that from the household level, women tend to be solution-oriented. I say this with a lot of respect for my gentlemen in the room, that you are great men as well, and you do great work. But really looking at the mother in that house, I don't know mothers maybe in your houses here may be different, but mothers in Africa do so many things. Wake up in the morning, go to the farm. On your way to the farm, you have to carry water. At the same time, you have a child on your back, and you're carrying firewood maybe with a hand, and you're planning to go and make lunch or dinner. So that is the dynamics of the multitasking I'm talking about. I'm not talking about being a secretary or a manager or something, no. That is, for me, what I really identify as one of those traits that are really amazing. I want to share with you a little bit what motivates women to lead and what actually motivated me personally to go back to my village and do what I do now. One of the things, as I said before, is that women and girls in Africa who have made it through education and through career, we really feel that we are We are kind of blessed to be here or to be where we are. And so there is that desire to serve and really create a safe environment. And all these years, seeing from my background, from how I've seen my mother and other women in the community struggle with their daily life, that is what really motivated me to go home and see what is it that I can contribute to make this environment and to make the cultures accommodative enough for other girls and women like me. And so I chose to do what they're best at. And we said, we are going to do the farming, which we were born, and we have lived to know that that is our job, and the job is basically only for food. And I said, okay, if we can get food, get some little money to send our children to school, and have better health care, let's go for it. And so that was really my motivation. Having a business solution, a community-owned solution to our social problems. And so when we started 20 women to start producing rice for food and for money, at the moment, we are about 10,900 women who have committed to come together to do farming as a business to solve their social problem. And so it turned out really to be good. So I think in my experience, for the women to really play their role well in communities as leaders, we've really got to involve men to be part of the process that we are looking at. Of course, all these things come with a lot of challenges and barriers, and some of them I've already talked about, the norms and the social constructs around women and leadership. Women are actually not supposed to be leaders anyway in our own norms and cultures. So some of those things are there, but for you to develop women's leadership, then you've got to try to see what approach works better for them. There are a lot of issues around self-esteem and skills for these women, just to mobilize among themselves, just because they've grown in a community where standing up to talk is kind of like a taboo and all that. So there's a lot that really impedes them from engaging. And also, some of this community work, it's amazing, they have great results, but very difficult to sustain them. And also very difficult because these women have so many other things to do. And whenever you're doing it, you've got to consider what time is your meeting. If it is a morning, forget about it, because she is committed in her farm. You have to do that only at the time you know that she's got some space, maybe the space to go and collect water or to go and collect firewood for cooking. That is when you can engage, but not more than 1 or 2 hours, because then you would have really, So sustaining them is quite a problem. And of course, the issue of literacy and knowledge about all these things is still a very big challenge. And all this comes because of the inequality issues, the gender-based violence issues, and the poverty issues that are really so rampant in the community. And I really want to end it here by quoting here that you really don't have to hold a position in order to be a leader. You can be a leader wherever you are. You can be a leader wherever you go, and you can be a leader in everything that you do. I thank you very much.